Welcome everyone to week 18, the last regular season SmashPod before we kind of hit the playoffs. Here with my co-host Chris. Happy New Year, or New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve. We're almost to a new year, and hopefully a year in which the Super Bowl champions are my 49ers, and I no longer have to listen to you brag about the Eagles.
Well, you guys have a big game. You have a good shot. You have a big game this week.
Yeah, I think I've got to see what flights are available. I think I'm probably flying back on Saturday. I need to fly early enough that I get in time for the game. But to figure out what you're doing, we may need to watch the game and see the what happens.
Yeah.
And the playoff consequences.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, coin flip. I mean, I'm amazed the Niners have made it this far. We're playing with like the most MacGyver. I mean, this was supposed to be a down year for us anyway. We took the dead money hit on the cap. We were starting a bunch of rookies. We still had our studs, but they all left with injuries. So, total credit, of course, to like Shanahan and Sela on the job that they've done. I mean, if Shanahan doesn't win Coach of the Year this year, I don't know what he has to do. But no, Seattle's really good. I am at least thankful the game is in San Francisco because winning a game in Seattle is always an extra degree of difficulty. So, with that said, Seattle's great team. Our defense is super shaky, despite the great job Sale has done with the rookies and all the backups. But we'll see. Purdy is playing out of his mind right now on a whole different level. Did you watch the Bears game?
I did. It was it the first time in history? It was 7-7, 14-4. Basically, nobody could stop anybody.
No, there's a whole bunch of firsts. That was like the first time that had happened. I mean, we started like narrowing down, batting a bunch of caveats, but on on Reddit, some of the Niners forums they're posting, this was the first time that a team had ever had a pick six, won like the turnover battle, had no turnovers themselves, no sacks. Something like that. It's like four different like caveats, but like lost.
Yeah.
But basically, it was just like if you just went into a game like, hey, this team's going to generate like a pick six. They're not going to turn the ball over. They're never going to get sacked. I forget what the fourth thing was, and they're somehow going to like lose the game. You'd be pretty amazed by that. So
yeah.
I
was going to say, you all did have a lot of injuries, but you did not have injuries to the one guy that usually gets injured and is probably your best guy. And then that's I mean, you basically got an actual
CMC.
Like a actual real season out of CMC. And
listen, CMC is great, but I at this point, our best player might just be Purdy. He has been phenomenal. And if you watch the game, it's not just the stats; it's how he's doing that. His second rushing touchdown was amazing, and that play where just juked the Bears like defense like three times and threw the touchdown to Juice. Like that was, I mean, you would just superimpose, get across like a Patrick Mahomes play, and it's indistinguishable. I mean, Purdy is playing at an MVP level right now. And of course, he missed like 8 games. He's not going to get MVP. It should go to someone who's played, more. You can't miss that many games and win MVP. But if he played this way over a 16-game season, he would frankly deserve the MVP, particularly with what our record is. So CMC's still great, but Purdy may be the best player we have.
Yeah. I mean, he's been on a tear, like since the bye week, just on a tear. So 3 huge games this weekend. Obviously, Seahawks, Niners. Then you have Steelers, Ravens, win and get in. And then randomly, the Bucks, Panthers that we thought was going to be a win and get in. But now, with the Falcons beating the Rams, the Falcons can also, if the Falcons beat the Saints, I think the Panthers get in regardless. So I'm just going to
why did I have the feeling this was going to be the thing that interested like you and Rohit and all the other like Harvard data guys the most? It's like, is it the really exciting Seahawks Niners games, the battle of the beasts? No, it's the series of probabilities and the odd mathematics that make a Falcons win somehow, get Carolina into the playoffs, even if they lose to Tampa Bay.
The Falcons are like a 13-win team when they've been mathematically eliminated. Like once they've been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they
Yeah,
are like one of the best teams in the NFL.
phenomenal when there's no pressure. Just
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. But
Um,
I gotta say though, if you watch that Rams game, Bijan just absolutely coming into his own. I always want people to just be dominant from a rookie season. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. And obviously, the Falcons often had some injuries. They haven't always been the best. But Bijan just looking like someone who is ready to enter his prime and enter that kind of territory. I think Jamar Gibbs was his, well, maybe it was one season sooner, but he had that phenomenal year last year. And obviously, he's continued that this year. I feel like Bijan's about to step into that role.
so little early, do you think he's first round number one pick next year in a redraft league? Do you take Bijan overall, first overall?
Yeah, there's an argument for it. I think they're the hard things. We have to see what happens this offseason. I think he's got a case. I think with Daniel Jones hopefully back and healthy and seeing what the Colts do. Taylor, still in his prime, has a case. I love CMC is getting up there in age, so still really high, but probably number one pick. You normally want someone a little bit more younger, a little bit more right in the square of their prime. So Bijan and Taylor, Gibbs will have a case again. Trying to think if there's any other, top
I
backs
honestly, I would put Puka up there. Like,
Okay, yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're going, like, the guy gets 18 target, like, he just gets force fed targets. He is going to get 15, 10 to 15 targets a game, and is just an insane, as a
And,
receiver,
and
just
don't
insane.
forget Brock Purdy, who I think is just going to continue to get 5 touchdowns per game. 30-40% of the rushing touchdowns. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, look, he could be the first quarterback to finish number one overall in his, what would that be like 75, 80 touchdown season. So
All
just
right.
prepare yourselves.
Let's go through just a quick picks on games between me and you.
All right,
Niners, Seahawks.
Niners.
I have the Niners too. I think Niners are
Pure
going to win.
loyalty. I actually, if I was a betting man, I would bet on them as well, slightly, although I think it's a coin flip. But as a Niners fan, I'm going to say Niners all the way.
Yeah, I think the Niners. I think if the Seahawks, like, if you could just figure out, if you could just take out JSN, like, they're just not, they're just not
Well,
a.
the thing with the Seahawks is Darnold is very similar in some regards to Stafford and Goff and a few other quarterbacks who, when they have a good line, they have a good offense, they are quick decision makers, they have a good arm, they look great. When you can get pressure on them, they are not particularly elusive and start throwing off their back foot and don't look as good. Um, that's probably the problem. If we had any pass rush whatsoever, I'd feel way more confident about us. But Darnold's probably going to have 5 minutes at a time to sit in the pocket and throw, which will probably keep this game fairly close if we can
Yeah.
score as well.
All right, Steelers, Ravens.
I have such a hard time. So Lamar Jackson looks like he's back.
Yep.
I have a hard time picking against Jackson and Harbaugh. Henry's looked good, so they may even run the ball more, and Jackson would have to do as much. I will say I'm picking the Ravens, but I feel like this is a trap game, and I'm in a really large pick'em league where I'm about 10 points out of first place. I need to make up some points this week, and I'm debating going Pittsburgh there because I know everyone else is going to pick the Ravens.
Hmm.
And I feel like this is closer than people give it. Like people see the Ravens as elite team. A lot of people, I think, just hate on the Steelers. They think of them as mediocre. And honestly, the teams are pretty evenly matched, and it's in Pittsburgh. So I'm going with the Ravens, but it feels like I'm stepping into a bear trap.
Yeah. Um, I I would pick the Ravens too, but I feel much better about it, I think, than you do. I feel pretty good about the Ravens there.
Well, we'll see. I think this will be closer than people think. Part of it is, with the exception of like 1 or 2 weeks, that Ravens defense has just been mediocre. So it's a little bit of the same thing as the 49ers in a way where, it's just Henry and Lamar are going to have to carry the day. And, this might be a game where they've got to put up 35 points to make up for um, what the Ravens defense can't do.
All right. Bucks Panthers in Tampa Bay.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm picking Carolina, and I picked them in Pick'em League too, as a real one. Again, closer to a coin flip. All these games are right. They're close. We're picking at the margins, but Carolina has just looked really good. Their defense has been strong. Bryce Young has been good. Dowdle's cooled off a little bit for the middle of the season when he played like three cupcake rushing defenses in a row, but him and Hubbard have still given him some punch in the ground. And yeah, the Bucks are still just banged up. They don't look great. Um, Now Baker is injured. He's fighting through it. Credit to him. As with Mike Evans is fighting through it. Credit to all those guys. But the defense has not been that strong, and the offense has just not been clicking. Buck Irving has not looked quite the same as before his injuries. Another guy fighting through it. So I give a lot of credit to the guts of Tampa Bay, but they have just not looked good, and they have betrayed me just about every time I've picked them in my pick'em league. So I've learned to rank their games lower on CBS and finally to go against them.
All right. Two bonus ones. So
Wait, who are you picking?
I would take so in that one, I would take Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay at home, another week where they're a little bit healthier. And I think I'm just not, I'm just not, I'm just not sold on Bryce Young. I think he just alternates good games with bad games, but if he's not, if he's not on one of his, they need him to be really good. And even then, I don't know if they have the firepower against Tampa Bay.
Fair enough. I think it's a defensive led team. I think, yeah, we'll see. I mean, absolutely could be right. I don't fully trust Bryce Young, but I think that he can at least manage the game well enough, and they'll keep the ball on the ground. They will let their defense, hopefully. I mean, if Tampa Bay has a game, they put up 30 points, they're going to win. But I think the Carolinas defense is pretty stout, and if it's a lower scoring game, I think that the offense can generate enough. We'll see. But what are the two bonuses?
Bears, Lions.
Ooh,
Bears locked in NFC North champions. Lions nothing to play for, but it is division game. It is against Ben Johnson, and they could play spoiler because my second bonus pick is the Eagles B team against the Commanders B team.
boy, the Eagles not going to play their starters because there's still a chance for them to overtake the number 2 seed.
If the Lions beat the Bears. But I think they've already come out and basically said they're benching everybody. So they're going to treat it as a bye. That being said, the Commanders also have nobody healthy. And I think the Commanders would get up to play the Eagles if the starters were playing, again, division game and so forth. If you already come out and say, hey, you're playing Tanner McKee, I don't think anybody on the Commanders is it's going to be a battle of the backups.
If it is the backups, I'm taking Washington. I mean, I think the Eagles, yeah, their second stringers obviously want to prove themselves, but they will have nothing really to play for. I think Washington, Dan Quinn, is going to be a point of pride. He's going to want to win, and again, every backup on the Eagles is going to want to show out and kind of earn their next contract. They're going to want kind of their own stats. They're going to look good. I feel like for Washington, they're just not that good of a team right now, and so every player is playing to audition for next season.
Yeah.
And so I think they are going to come out and try to play as a team. They're going to try to get on Coach Quinn's good side. I think Quinn is going to be fired up for the game, trying to add one more win in what is otherwise a lost season. I don't think they're tanking with the Raiders or the Giants are. So I think there's going to be one team that wants it and one team that has players trying to put up some stats. And if that's the case, I'm going to take Washington. Obviously, if the game turns out to matter and you guys keep the starters in, then obviously I'm going to pick the starters over Washington.
No, they already said they're benching everybody. So
well, I gotta go rechange my single player lineup then.
Yeah.
More than I did. Maybe time to fire up Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, Tank and Tanner. Go and take Tanner. I bet He is cheap. Um, let's take a look at last week's weekly. So I didn't have a chance to put in your lineup, so I'll have to trust you on your lineup. How did you do? Mine did pretty poorly.
Yeah, I am pretty sure I won. I don't know how well you remember the lineup when I sent it to you over Slack. Um,
Well,
let me make
it
sure.
it looks like you put it in though. So
Oh, I did. I entered it. It is here. Oh, I gotta go to last week though. One sec. Um, oh, actually, I gotta find the. This is the special Christmas history. There we go. Holiday special. All right, my team. We can talk through it here. Put up, or I can send you a screenshot if you want to pull it up.
no, we can just talk through it. How
Okay.
many?
Yeah, my team put up 164.5
Oof.
points.
Ooh, yeah. 115 for me with a big nothing burger from Alec Pierce, 10
I
points
also
from
had Alex
Puka.
Pierce, so we got the same zero there.
I got, so let's see, I had rolled the dice on Ken Walker, who had nothing, absolutely nothing, had
Yeah,
5 points.
what's funny is your instincts were correct. You just got the wrong half of the duo. If you put roll the dice on Charbonnet,
It would have been
you
huge.
may have won a week. You had a phenomenal week, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, and that's the thing with this. Actually, that's the thing with roll the dice in general. When you're targeting less than 30 snaps, you're kind of are you're kind of a little bit of a catch 22. Which of the two guys getting less than 30? Usually, it's the timeshare goes
Yep.
off.
Jalen Hurts did nothing
Oh
on
well, yeah, that hurt.
and then Puka usually so reliable had a very poor game as well. Just outside of my like Aubrey with Big Kick
Oh
Energy
wow,
actually did
that was
really
great.
well. Aubrey actually got 21 points off of Big Kick Energy, which was huge. Fannin
Yeah, he did good for
scored
you.
yep. And then outside of that, everybody else was just bad. So that's honestly that's one of the things that I think I've come to realize, even looking at a lot of the league play this year and looking at how other teams have picked, it's important that you hit on your cards, but you got to pick good, like the rest of your lineup matters a ton.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
The fantasy side still matters. It's not purely a card game, right?
yeah, yeah. And so I just, yeah, it was a very poor set of folks everywhere else. Um, how'd you do?
So on my side, it was the 164, and yeah, at quarterback I had Trevor Lawrence, who through pure points gave me more points than Herx gave you with Turbo Boost. I had Ashton Genty at running back. I really thought he would do better than the 7.3 points. Michael Carr's my other running back. Basically, your running backs beat mine. I also had Alec Pierce at receiver. However, my second receiver, like you, was Puka, but I used catching fire on him. So wound up
Okay.
still getting about 26 points out of him.
Okay.
Trey McBride with Antihero. So very similar, got about 26 out of him. The big one, the difference maker here, because we're tracking pretty close together. Actually, I'll come back to it because my kicker, Chase McLaughlin, did not do well, only 4 points. Brandon Aubrey gave you a big boost there. We both had Denver's defense for 7. Where this was won or lost, aside from the card on Puka, was uh, I originally had Chris Rodriguez in. When he went out, I put in Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt and put roll the dice on him.
Ooh.
He had the 2 touchdowns. He also played less than 30 snaps. So with roll the dice, he ended up giving me 67.5
Oof.
points and condemned you to wear another
Ugh.
funny hat during at
I,
some point in the playoffs here.
I was gonna say in my mind, I was like, based on what we said, like you must have had like a 60, 70 point player somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to think like what that could be, but yeah.
You didn't imagine you were thinking, is it something with Puka? Did he have Jamar Gibbs? Was it CMC? Did he have Derrick Henry in his lineup? No. This was Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. So thank you, Bob, for
Ugh.
the big week when it mattered the most.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, one more week. Potentially another last hat for me. But we'll just keep it, for let's keep it a surprise. We'll keep it a surprise. We'll each set a lineup. We'll compare next week, and
Any lineup, no rules, just
any
this.
lineup, no rules. Yep, just do it. Like week 18 is weird anyway, so yeah, the tank Bigsby. um,
That sounds good. Let's see. Let's see what we can do.
All right. Well, to everyone listening, good luck on the final week before playoffs. Go and set your lineups. If you have any leagues that are still going, set your lineups there. Last chance if you're on the Griffins. The Griffins obviously put up a stinker this week. I
Yeah,
think
a lot of teams who were for a while, and it was like one or two teams a week winning the single player. And last week the floodgates opened. I had a few questions on social media. Did I intentionally throw the week to let people win? And anyone who knows me, Haibo, can verify this. I am one of the most competitive people you have ever met to a fault. There's no way I would let anyone win on purpose. I just, Eagles had a bad week. I made a
the
couple
Eagles
bad
were just
picks.
that bad. The Eagles were just that bad. That
I'm holding back my anger right now. I'm
bad.
seething on the inside. So congratulations to the players who made it through, and to those of you who have not yet. Good luck to you this week. But I'm not holding back. I'm going to bring the best Tanner McGee, Tank Bigsby lineup I can find.
All right. Well, Happy New Year. We'll talk in 2026, and
Back to
yeah.
2026.
All right. Well, good luck, everyone, and we'll talk next week. All
Next
right.
week. Thanks all. Bye.